A single voice rises under the African moon. His words crackle like firewood. His rhythm pulses like ancient drums. In this voice is 1,000 years of memory, kings and wars, births and betrayals, heroes and heartbreak. He is not just a storyteller. He is a griot, a living library. Across West Africa, from Senegal to Mali, Gambia to Guinea, griots have served as the custodians of memory, the guardians of history, the voices of kings, and the heartbeat of entire civilizations. Long before books, long before written archives, long before digital records, it was the griots who carried Africa's past on their tongues. They kept the stories alive so the people would never forget who they were. The tradition of griots, also known as Jali, Jalolu, or Jelly, dates back at least 1,000 years, reaching the height of influence during the Mali Empire, 13th to 16th century. In societies where writing was limited, griots were human books. They memoized lineages, royal genealogies, diplomatic codes, family histories, political alliances, and epics that stretched across centuries. Imagine holding in your mind the history of hundreds of families, the rise and fall of dynasties, the details of battles fought before your grandfather's grandfather was born. That was the duty of the griot. They did not just remember history, they preserved identity. To be a griot was to hold multiple roles in society. 1. Historian. They memorized centuries of events without a single written page. 2. Storyteller. They shaped raw memory into powerful narratives. Kings became legends through their words. 3. Genealogist. Royal births, marriages, and alliances were all recorded in their memory. 4. Advisor to kings. A ruler without a griot was considered blind, for the griot remembered mistakes of past kings and warned rulers not to repeat them. 5. Diplomat. Griots mediated conflicts with their mastery of language and history. 6. Musician and poet. Their instruments, the kora, balafon, ngoni, bolin, were extensions of their voice. A griot was not chosen. He was born into the role, trained from childhood, inheriting not just a profession, but a sacred duty. Training often began when a boy or girl was only 5 or 6. They learned to recite genealogies, memorize epic poems that lasted hours, study diplomacy, praise poetry and satire, master multiple instruments, control tone, rhythm, breath, and storytelling cadence. They were taught when to speak, when to remain silent, when to praise, when to criticize, and most importantly, how to speak truth beautifully enough for power to listen. A skilled griot could recite a king's ancestry back 40 generations without pausing once. Their memory wasn't talent. It was culture engineered. A griot did not merely tell stories. He summoned them. He strummed the kora and time slowed. He spoke and people gathered. He stepped into the center and the village fell silent. Then came the rhythm, a heartbeat of strings, the rise and fall of his voice, and finally, the story of heroes, of ancestors, of love and loss, of battles won and kingdoms lost. Griots used poetry, music, humor, and suspense to keep listeners spellbound. They were the world's earliest podcasters, news reporters, poets, musicians, genealogists, and historians, combined into one. We know some of Africa's greatest epics because of the griots. The Epic of Sundiata, the story of Sundiata Keita, founder of the Mali Empire, the real Lion King, were preserved entirely through griot recitation. The Epic of Askia the Great. Griots recorded the rise of Askia Muhammad, Emperor of Songhai, of wars, treaties, migrations, betrayals. They preserved every triumph and tragedy of kingdoms long gone. Without griots, these histories might have been wiped away by time, war, and colonization. Instead, they serve. Colonialism tried to erase African memory. Languages were suppressed, customs discouraged, oral history dismissed as inferior. But the griots refused to disappear. In secret gatherings, they kept singing. They had songs and festivals, coded genealogies and riddles, and slipped political messages into poems disguised as praise. The griots became the last offenders of African memory. Today, griots still exist. From Mali to Senegal, you will still find families who carry the tradition. Their names, Diabate, Kiyate, Sissoko, are respected across West Africa. They perform at weddings, naming ceremonies, political gatherings, and festivals. Some even tour the world, playing the kora on global stages. Modern African musicians, from Salif Keita to Youssou N'Dour, draw directly from Griot tradition. Even hip-hop, spoken word, and Afro beats echo the storytelling power of the Griots. The tradition is no longer fading, it has evolved. Griots prove one thing: a people who remember their past can never truly be conquered. They are the keepers of identity, the guardians of truth, and the bridge between yesterday and tomorrow, long before cameras and archives. Africa already had historians, and they lived, breathed, and spoke the continent's soul.